Yo, what's up, guys? This is Jellyman. This is my first ever YouTube video. And, well, judging by the title, first time I've smoked devil's lettuce. So, pretty simple story. Nothing too crazy. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, disclaimer, I was really young when first smoked. Like, I was pretty young. I was 11. And not saying that I'm any older now. I'm pretty young either way. I'm barely even 15. I'm going into sophomore year. So I by the time um by the time I'm 5 years into this, I'll probably have a lot more juicier stories. And speaking of, I already have a good amount of stories I can tell. I've had a pretty interesting life. But off topic, I was in sixth grade at this time. It was a winter day. It was nice and chilly outside. I was bored though. I didn't have anything to do. I was stuck inside. So I texted up one of my friends. The thing about him was he wasn't the best influence. I can't lie. Not talking down on him or anything because I'm still friends with him till this day. I sometimes buy stuff off of him. Well, that's when I did smoke. I don't smoke anymore. But he has good stuff. I can't lie. Like he has pretty good stuff. Besides the point, I call him up. I'm like, yo, you wanna hang out? Like you're free right now? Like what's up? What's the move? He's like, yeah, push up, like push through. Let's do something. I pull up to his house. He opens the door. We go to his room. We start catching up. We start talking. We're like, yeah, essentially start catching up. So I'd say 30 minutes to an hour goes by, and he calls up one of his other friends. Thing is, um, later on, like 2 years later, like this was about a year ago now, I started hanging out with this dude because he was friends with one of my other friends. That's a whole different story. That's a different thing. But I never really liked hanging out with him. He's really nonchalant, and he's not a good person to really get high with, if I'm being honest. Like, no offense. Besides the point, he calls him up. He's like, yo, push through. Like, let's do something. And by the way, I wasn't planning on smoking or anything. I wasn't planning on doing anything that day because I don't know. I was young and I didn't really like it. Now you're probably wondering, what do you mean you didn't like it? You've never tried it. Well, beforehand, I tried a vape before. Like, this is when air bars and puff bars were popular, so um yeah, that's my first hit was a green apple air bar vape, and let me tell you, I hated how it burned your throat, and that's how I always thought of smoke. I'm like, oh no, I don't like this. It's gonna burn my throat. I'm gonna start coughing a lot. But the more you realize, like, weed and vaping are two completely different things. Vaping is that burnt to your throat type cough, and smoking is like it's smooth. And obviously, when it hits your lungs and you feel it, you start coughing. But it's not a bad cough, obviously. So I never really liked it. So he calls up his friends. He pulls up with a lighter and basically all the stuff he had. And they go outside. They start rolling this thing up. And oh boy, I was in disbelief. I didn't know what to think. I'm not gonna lie. But it wasn't it wasn't anything I didn't expect to see in my life. I knew I was gonna eventually see it. So when he was done, he lights it up. He starts passing it around. He passes it to him. He hits it. He passes it to his friend, and it gets to me. I have two choices: do it, or not do it. And of course, I chose to do it. I I was 11. I didn't know any better. And I took a hit, I inhaled, I blew it out. Let me tell you, they were really small hits. They were baby hits, but the more they passed it around, bigger the hits got. Because I started to understand this is not like a vape. This is smooth and feels calmer. And if you know what I mean. But I passed it on. They take hits. About 5 minutes, I think, go by. I don't remember. A couple minutes go by. And the thing's about to be finished. I take my final hits. And so far, I hadn't really felt anything. So he tells me, take this hit, and I'll tell you when to stop inhaling. I breathe in. He says, stop. I inhale. He's like, hold it in. I wait a good amount of seconds. I blow out. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the shit I could take. And once that word hit, I started coughing till I was dying. I was like completely. I was like my throat, like my chest burned. Not my throat, my chest burned. I'm like, yo, you got water? Like, I need some. It's like, and they just both started laughing. Like, that's what this gas does. Hands me water, go inside, and whew, the interesting part is, it felt really calming. Like, I thought I was gonna freak out, be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. But no, it was actually some of the calmest shit I've felt. Like, it was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I sit down. I'm like, man, it's not that strong. I look into my phone. I just kept staring at it. I kept on looking at my face with my goofy ass red eyes. I just started laughing. I just started busting out laughing. I look at them. I just started laughing at them. They started laughing at me. And then an hour goes by. We're just chilling. We're talking. They pull up with snacks in the room, and ooh, that munchies hitting. Like I fucked that shit up really fast. But about an hour, my mom calls me, tells me I have to go home. A bit paranoid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, what if I don't pull this off? What if I don't pull this off? And they don't call me Slim Shady, cause they don't. That was a really bad joke. I'm sorry, but I'm a very smooth person when it came to that. Well, I was. Now I don't know how it'd be. But I played it off so smooth. I walked in. I was acting pretty energetic. I acted as normal. I went straight to my room. I laid down. I stared into my wall for a little bit. I started laughing at it. You know, typical high things. And then I went out. I told my mom I was gonna take a shower. I took a shower. I took a nap and whew, them weed coma naps or something. I woke up so refreshed. I had the best sleep. My bed was so warm. I was sober when I woke up. Whew, them, them weed comas. There's something nice to wake up to. I'm not gonna lie. Well, that's pretty much it. I wanted to keep it short. I didn't want to keep it too long. Which even then, it's not even short. It's actually just it's almost 9 minutes. So hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry if I was very stuttery. I went off topic a lot. It's my first video and I didn't really plan it. So this is it and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.